Grace and peace, everyone. Welcome once again to the Swift Turning Lane podcast. I'm your host, Levon Darnell Lane III, with my co-host, Miss Tracy L. Swift. And today we're starting off with episode number two. So episode number two is personally, for me, is one of my darkest memories in my lifetime, something I never shared so with anyone. But the reason I say it that because we're gonna collectively start from our childhood. And so with our childhood, meaning when we was younger in our respective hometowns or where we was born and we lived as a child, maybe 1 through 10, 1 through 11, maybe 12. But that exactly our starting point for today in this particular episode. So just to piggyback and just recall some of the things, episode one was our introduction, just for you all to get to know us a little bit more. And then we're gonna facilitate into episode two, where we start off in our journey with our childhood. And each episode, we're going to actually dive deeper into as we got older, from adolescence to young adults into adulthood. So, right now, we're going to get this thing kicked off. To all my podcasters out there, Swift Turning Lane podcast, thank you for support. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share, because this is going to be a deep episode. It's probably going to be one of the deepest episodes starting off for me personally. But as we dig deep into it, I'm gonna give it to my co-host, Miss.
To it. I am
Go ahead, Trey.
Tracy L. Swift. Okay, but he caught me off guard, putting me on Front Street first. Okay.
Yes.
Um. Well, hello everybody. Thank you for joining once again. So we're starting off with childhood trauma because that is always where trauma starts, especially if you have not checked it, you haven't seen somebody about it. When you do, they're going to start from your childhood.
What you thought you put behind you in the back of your mind, where you no longer think about it. But have you ever wondered why you get triggered by certain things, or what people say, or how they touch you? All those things play a major factor. And so my childhood trauma, now, let's see. I guess my childhood trauma started with my father being murdered when I was only 9 months old.
Mm.
So he brought us over here from Belize, and he was an engineer for Ford. So I was kind of not born, but left with trauma from the murder of my father. And it was a brutal murder. He was shot in his head, in his chest, in his legs, in his arms. He was sitting on a bench waiting for his friend to come out, reading a newspaper, and got shot up. But let me give you the backstory to why it happened. He started to sell drugs so he could move us out of the neighborhood that was kind of sketchy at the time in the 80s. And neighborhood gangbangers, drug dealers said, "You can't sell over here." He continued to sell it, and they murdered him. So had that. And, my mother met my stepfather maybe a year or some change after. They got married, moved to Mississippi. They got divorced by the time I was in second grade. What was that, like 7? Okay. Moved to California, where it all happens.
Here we go. Let's get it.
So we're back in California. I'm in the second grade, going into third grade. In my head, everything was, I'm good.
Yeah, naturally.
Everything's happy, right? Well, my mother meets this man named, and I remember her bringing him to my granny house, introducing us outside of my grandmother's gate to her house. I remember, I got a great memory.
I'm glad you do. A lot of us
Very
that
great,
don't.
a very great memory. Um, so that's how she introduced my brother. I believe he had on like a sea shell necklace, tank top, and shorts. And like, I guess, you know how not the dreads, but it looked like twigs or little sticks on the head.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Whatever. Light skinned man. Well, after the introduction, my mother slightly moved me and my brother into this man's apartment.
Mm.
And so, well, you know what happened then after that? I'm probably 8. I think maybe it might have been in the 7, early 8. Um, he starts to, touch on me. And,
Mm.
at that age, being told, you tell anybody, I'll kill your mother and your brother. Well,
Oh, he
heck,
said he gonna kill you.
yeah, he'll kill all of us if I told.
Wow. Damn.
So I'm at this age. I'm like, well, dang, I already lost a daddy.
All right.
She didn't ended divorce to the father I only knew. At 7. That didn't last long. Maybe what, 5 years,
Okay.
if that. Um, so the molestation happened every time she left. If she went to work or if
Really?
she went out, oh yeah. This man was very, oh, he'll wait around. Oh no, you go enjoy yourself. And I'm sitting there like, can I go with you? She'll be like, no. I'm like, can I go with you? So, and I had a brother. I don't know I don't know if anything was happening to him. I can't tell his story.
Right.
I could
Right.
just tell what happened to me. So that happens until I believe I'm 9. So this is still happening all the way up till 9 before my 10th birthday. They break up. They had an actual domestic fight. And she left. Okay. We lived in Hollywood off of Sunset. And so we still end up living not too far away from where he lived, literally like a block. You know how like you got the highway, one side is the apartment, the next side,
Mm-hmm.
it was like that. Didn't
Wow.
go far. um,
Wow. Yeah.
okay. So, lived in Hollywood until I might have been 12.
Mm-hmm.
We moved out of Hollywood to South Central.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't gonna look Broadway, 85th.
Oh, you ain't gonna forget that, huh?
What? Never. That's granny house. So my grandmother has a house on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother moved back there with 2 children. By this time, we're teenagers. Me and we was at each other's throat. We fought every single day. I'm rebellious, angry. I had a lot of I can be honest, hate towards her. Um, and I think I didn't tell her when that happened because it was just like when she left, because it was like you ain't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already got to live with just throw it back there.
Let me ask you
So
this. Let me ask you
hmm,
this right quick. Can can we say this man is the one who actually took your virginity?
no,
Okay.
no, he just liked to put his mouth on me.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. So
Wow. So how old was he? Well, how old you think he was?
had to be in his 30s,
In his 30s?
mid
And
mid to
and
mid to late 30s. Yeah.
wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Because at that time it was the 90s,
Yeah.
so he had to be mid 30s. Because my mama had me at 25, so yeah, he was like mid 30s actually, early mid
That's so
30s.
sad. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't my fault, so it don't bother me anymore. For a long time, it messed with my self-worth, my
Hmm.
value as a human being, not even as a woman, just as a human being.
Hmm.
um like I put on a exterior for majority of my life. Like I went to shit. Like I was ready to fight. I was like, because, and then I try to look like a boy, so men wouldn't find me attractive, and I wouldn't have another predator after me. Well, um, they used to have this thing called the party line. You remember the party line?
Yep. Oh man, that's a wow. That was a while ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm 13 now
Mhm.
on a party line. Um, Me and this girl I was at school with. Some This was like seventh grade. Actually, I wasn't third. No, I turned 13 before, because I'm in April. So yes, I was at 13, finishing out the seventh grade, going into the eighth. This girl and I, we attended this Catholic school, and we met some guys on there that we knew,
Mhm.
and we talked for a long time. Like we all four, like we wouldn't even talk on the party line anymore. It would just be all four of us on the phone, just because at this age, we just shooting shit, and everybody was like, we should meet.
Mhm.
Yeah, like we was like, we should meet.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the guy I was talking to, I went to go meet him. Yes, I did. Yep, sure did. Um, at his mama house. He had a friend there. His mama, his little sister was there. So we're sitting there. There at that time, what was out? Whatever them little nasty alcoholic drinks they used to make back then. Um, I
It's a
don't
lot
know.
of them.
Like back then, Night Train was the drink.
I remember Night
Um,
Train.
what's the other one? It's
I
another
didn't.
one.
I didn't drink. I didn't drink too much Night Train. I drink. It was Mad Dog.
One, I didn't
20.
drink at all at this
Okay.
time. I
Okay.
wasn't smoking weed at this time. I wasn't drinking. Even though
Yeah.
I went through what I went through, I wasn't on any form of substance.
Yeah.
So I'm hanging out with this boy. It starts to get late. Um, he was like, "So what you doing? You spending the night?" And I'm like, "Huh? Like, no, I'm going home.
Hmm.
I'm gonna catch the bus and go back home." Well, that didn't happen.
Hmm.
Um, that did not happen. So I don't know. Mind you, I I don't know where his mother was in this house, but I knew she was in this house because I met her when I walked in, and I heard her
Hmm.
talking. But the house is big. It was like one of them old school big upstairs, downstairs with a whole lot of space.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, one of those. Well, I had a sip of that Night Train. I ain't like the way it tastes. It tastes like rubber tussin.
Uh, yeah.
Exactly, disgusting. Um, so next thing I remember, his friend is holding my hands and he's on top of me.
Say it again.
His friend was holding my hand back like this,
Oh. Oh, really?
and his friend was on top of me.
Wow. His friend
The
was
one I
on.
was talking to,
Okay, was on top
the
of you.
one I
Yeah.
was, yeah. Mind you, the friend that's holding my hands is not the friend that we all knew. It was
Yeah.
a whole different friend, whatever.
Wow.
So that happened. Um, when I got home, I was taken to Children's Hospital. They did a rape kit. They, gave me the morning after pill,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. And that's when I was mandated therapy
Yeah.
on Mondays and Wednesdays.
And that's what I was going to ask you about that. When was during all this time? I see now. Um, shoot, everything you've been through as a child. When did therapy start with this? But now you're getting into it, so
Yeah,
yeah.
no. Therapy started at 13.
Okay.
Yep, at 13, and it was mandated all the way until I was 18. Because the state releases you once you turn 18.
Yeah.
Um, so, but Mondays was one-on-one, Wednesdays was group. Uh, One-on-one, I was able to open up, talk about how I felt. That group session when hearing everybody else's story, like, I felt like what I've been through was like, and it wasn't
No, you see
at
me shaking my
all.
head like,
No, it
no.
wasn't. But hearing other people say some very like horrible, gruesome things done by their father,
Mm,
their uncle. I mean, all the way down to a little baby, like a 1-year-old.
mm,
Yeah, like just and it makes you sit there like, it's
mhm.
already horrible what I went through, and I know my brain is just to in your head know my daddy. That makes another child feel like what they went through wasn't anything, and they should toughen up and be strong. And in actuality, no, I do not agree with group sessions for children. I think children's sessions should always be one-on-one. So if anybody's going through something with their child and they can't speak up, put them in a one-on-one session where they can be free and open to somebody and release anger, whatever they are having going, maybe suicidal thoughts, because I had that too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I have too. And
you,
that was
you
in my
know,
adult life. Yeah, I get
yeah.
it.
So went to therapy, and I can say this: I was angry in therapy,
Mhm.
like angry.
And that's a natural response in therapy, because that's one of the reasons why you're there. Emotional, unstable
Right,
through experience.
right.
Yeah.
So did therapy. Um, at that time, I felt it didn't help, but I was actually taught coping mechanisms to when
Hmm.
I feel that anger that I know I can't control,
Hmm.
when to feel
Oh,
it, when to sense it.
you like the Hulk, She Hulk.
I'm a no, but that's what like those were ways, because I don't give a fuck. I don't care. What's up?
Mhm.
I was living on my own. Well, I moved out because let me rephrase it. I was told grown folks need their own space. At that time, I was working. I was having all my money. You know what I'm saying? So I had a boyfriend that I wasn't sexual. We weren't sexual with each other at all
Mhm.
until after I was 18, and you sure you won't? You sure you okay? Because I had to explain why I flinch when he
Mhm.
touched me. My skin
Mm.
crawled. Ye-
Mhm.
Oh yeah, my skin crawled for a very long time. We'll get into that. But
Okay.
yeah, so moved out, living with him. We ain't having no, nothing.
So you
Straight
18
up
years old now?
till till I was 18. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm good. Like I'm going to school. I'm working. I'm living over here with him, and until girls start showing up, knocking on the door.
Wow. Wow.
This is at 18. So he knew I was crazy. Oh, he knew I was crazy.
Mm.
This man
What you
walked
mean?
out.
What you mean by that? Because
Let me
all the
tell you.
experience. Okay, go ahead.
Look, he knew about what happened to me, but I've never shown him crazy. Like I had to be honest about why my body flinched, and it's not you, it's actually me, and I'm
Right.
working on that. You know, so he knew that. He was like I had to really explain that to him. We're cool. Like we ain't got no problems to this day. We could talk about anything. Um, and so the first girl showed up. I said first because it was two.
Right. Right. You see me?
Yeah,
I'm jumping like first girl.
I said first because it was two. Before I could get out the door, he had already pushed the girl out the door and like, I guess either picked her up or ran her down the stairs. Cause I hopped in the car looking at, I'm 18. Oh, I'm what? I know, not where I lay my head. wait a minute. So
You see
he
a lot of
come
women
back.
like that now today.
What?
What? Be players, they be players. And next thing you know, they have a woman in there and another woman come to his house.
Oh yeah, like that. This is when he learned I can't mess with this one. Like she. Okay,
Yeah.
so I didn't know where he went. I don't. That's why I said that man moved so fast, like lightning. Okay, he was fast lightning, fast. Okay, because all I remember was grabbing shoes, putting on shoes, and grabbing keys. Um, Gone. This man was gone. He came. He didn't come back for hours. I think he was gone for maybe like 2 to 3 hours. By this point, I'm stupid. He walked through the door. Bing, bing, bing. Oh yeah, we fighting. Oh, he's fighting. I'm so yeah.
Why y'all
Like
fighting? You fight. You started
I
fighting him.
whooped his ass. I know
Okay.
I was
Okay.
whooping on his ass
Okay.
because
Gotcha.
how dare you? And I do not condone violence. I do not condone putting your hands on anybody. Tracy had a problem back then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. You're
and this
18
was
years old. Yeah.
yeah, and then this was the first person I let in my life. You know what I'm saying? That I'm trusting.
Yeah.
So you know, so we fighting. I don't know how he got to. He hog tied me. You know how to hog. You know what hog tying
Yeah.
is?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hands and feet. I
Yeah.
was. Yeah. I bucked. I went crazy. He was like, "Look, dude." He was like, "I'm not untying you till you calm down." I said, "Nigga, if you don't let me go, we gonna have problems." I
Mm.
must have fell asleep. He let me loose by the time he was gone. That's when he knew he was crazy. I left, packed all my shit. All right, cool, out of there. Oh, and then I was a sucker. You know, went back. That last time, yeah, I was cool. I left the country when the last time a girl showed up at the house. I was 20.
20 years old.
Yeah, but I was with him since I was 16. Like 16
Wow.
going on 17. So
Okay.
it might have been almost when I turned 21 before I finally said I'm done with you when the girl showed up. And I left the country. I was gone for months.
Yeah. So, so with therapy, how
Hmm.
did that help you at this time? Now you 20.
I mean, do you know, like at that point, it was I finally allowed a stranger, because I already had bad things happen with family.
Hmm.
That's you know, neither here or there. But it was like I let a stranger in. Yeah. You. The audacity of you, and I told you what I've been through. You could have easily said, "Hey, I don't think we should move in together. I think you should stay home until you're 18." It's because he was older than me. You know what I'm saying? He was older than me, like I said.
Hmm.
And so it's like you should have been like that but then retrospect, he was a kid too. Early 20s. You got money out your wahoo. You work for the city. I mean, actually, school board. You know what I'm saying? You got cars. You got power boats. This nigga was living life.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, they were paying for me to get in club. I'm so over clubs. It's like, because I was in clubs before I was 18.
Wow.
I mean, the bougie, uppity clubs in California. Hey, we're going to shoot you this $40, this $20 in there, like swimwear.
Yeah. You saying that like swimwear.
So, like, he introduced me to the flashy, and he didn't dress flashy, but his toys, was flashy as heck. So he introduced me to luxury under your feet and your butt
Hmm.
cheeks. You know, which I appreciate because hello, I love them.
Hmm.
He wasn't always a bad guy. He was just, I will give him credit. He was young. And I mean, you got grown ass men that's in their 40s and their 50s that got these and don't know how to keep you know what, in their pants and married.
Yeah.
So I can't even put an age on it. You know,
Yeah.
but I will give him grace because early 20s, you like, I'm balling out of control.
Yeah.
I got this underage girlfriend, and I got these grown bitches who want to throw it in a circle.
Yeah. I get it.
And,
I get it.
so finally broke up with him, 21. I'm just living life. I turned to an alcoholic.
So with that right there. So you 21.
I was already smoking weed too.
He's already smoking weed.
Yeah, I started smoking weed at 13.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no,
I
you
think that.
good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was smoking weed, but I didn't like to drink. Like alcohol wasn't my thing back
Yeah.
as a teenager. I didn't start drinking alcohol till I was about like really drinking alcohol 20.
20. Gotcha.
Yep, yep. So that's what
Okay.
I was. I mean, because one, I'm hanging out with grown ups,
Yeah.
adults,
Yeah.
early 20s, mid 20s. You see what I'm saying? I'm
I get
partying
it.
with grown ups, and they knew my age.
Yeah.
Like, you see how things,
Yeah, I get it.
I should not have been dating that grown man, but I was.
Mhm.
And, um,
Did he
left
spit good
him,
game to you?
then he goes to square.
But you accepted him. You chose.
Love me a pocket protector brother. I love a nerd. I love a nerd.
Yeah,
I
ain't
love
nothing
a
wrong with
nerd.
that.
Yes, he was a nerd, and I love it. I ain't got nothing against it, but mm mm.
But what's the outcome of
Like we were friends for a long time,
it?
so I think that was the issue for me. Like I knew the nigga like the back of his hand. Like soon as
Yeah.
he said something to me, I knew you selling me a dream, bro. And I'm
Gotcha.
not about
Gotcha.
to, I'm not about to play with you right now.
Gotcha.
And I think because I knew him, it was like he knew, like, yeah, ain't no getting around. You know what I'm saying? Anything with her, and yeah, So that was the first relationship that ended at 21, before 21, right before my 21st. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, we're gonna so we went from the childhood all the way to the beginning of the adult age.
Yep.
So we're gonna pause right there, and we're gonna continue that on the next couple of
Episode.
episodes. Couple of episodes.
Yeah, because
of
next episode is all about you.
Hey, yeah, hey, we're gonna make it work. But this
Yep.
is an amazing story. I can imagine with the young girls that was your age back then, that been through stuff like that. That's why they got hotlines
Right.
for stuff like that now, and they be afraid to talk about what's going on,
Because I
and
mean,
they be
if you,
scared and fearful.
if you're not ready to face, because you about to be facing yourself too. It ain't just facing
Yeah,
what happened to you.
yeah,
It's facing yourself and what you personally put yourself through,
yeah,
the roads you personally took yourself down. Like, man, I could go back and be like, man, I shouldn't have did that, but I'm not about to put my brain through that. I can't, because I can't go back.
yeah,
There is no shoulda, coulda, woulda when it's already done in the past.
yeah.
You know, all you can do is, hey, we ask for forgiveness.
Hmm.
We repented.
Hmm.
This is where we are, and we want to be a good human being and work daily at it. And some days are super hard.
Yeah, I get it. So,
But yeah.
so what would be your closing remarks to help encourage or exhort the ladies in this case, that's been through trauma and drama like that?
Yeah. um if you don't want to speak, if you don't have a close friend, which I know, I ain't even gonna lie to you, I don't want you to talk to a friend or a family about your personal business, because I don't want you receiving any form of judgment, because that can make you go back in and just be like, yeah, I'm not about to talk to nobody. Go seek some actual therapy. Do your
Mhm.
insurance pay for it, or go seek a help group that supports this, that you can go
Mhm.
talk to, that's for free, and that you can
Mhm.
talk to somebody. I would seek clinical help.
Mm.
Absolutely. Yeah, clinical. Yes, because it's something, if you do not attack it head on and be honest with yourself, what you've done, and your part you played in it, because I told you about my part I played in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Um, you you actually like gotta say I'm mentally ready for this change. Because if you're not gonna show up at therapy. You're gonna cancel your appointments, and you're not doing yourself a service.
Mm, yes, I got you. That's good. That's good. Well, as it's a great start. Oh, I don't know, say horrible start or great start. It's a great.
But
it's
hey, you
it's
know,
it's
it's
a
the beginning.
yeah,
It's where it all
yeah.
started.
It's always started. Yep. And we definitely gonna dive even deeper as we get into your adult age after beginning at 21. Um, but next episode, we'll definitely deep dive into my childhood, and it's gonna be very interesting. That's all thing I can say. But I'm excited to share it with everybody. But thank you for sharing the beginning of your testimony. And like I said, I didn't know nothing about this. And your encouragement, the encouragement is much needed these days because people don't understand if they're in a situation like that. Where do I go? Who
Yeah.
do I talk to? And I thank you for sharing that. So, with that being said, we're going to conclude this episode number 2. And thank you so much for once again subscribing, listening, comment, share to Swift Turning Lane Podcast. We on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Sure, we're gonna get all of them in a second.
Okay, all of them.
All of them. So yeah, thank you so much once again. We are out. Yep.